Driver of Mercedes, a registered nurse, arrested in horrific crash that killed 5. Wow. A registered nurse driving a Mercedes. Guess they're making a lot of money out there in California. Let's look at this. Let's see if I can bring this up. The Los Angeles Times. There's no song. Look at that. I know that intersection, Slauson and Brea Avenue. Yeah, in Los Angeles.
LA County Fire went ahead and initiated their triage procedures. They had 8 patients at the scene that were transported to UCLA Westwood, 1 in major condition and the other 7 in minor condition. As the investigation continued unraveling, we also discovered we had 5 fatalities at the scene, 3 adults, 1 infant, and an unborn child.
Windsor Hills.
Within the last hour or so, we've also discovered that there is an additional fatality that was found in the wreckage, adding the fatality count to 6.
The Times on Friday. That's the Los Angeles Times. Investigators have arrested Nicole Linton, 37, who was driving the speeding Mercedes-Benz that smashed through traffic at the intersection of Brea and Slauson Avenues. Linton is currently in the hospital and is cooperating with California Highway Patrol investigators, sources said. The news of her arrest came as the medical examiner released the name of the pregnant woman who died. Asherey Ryan, 23. Ryan, 8.5 months pregnant, was with her boyfriend on her way to a doctor's appointment when Linton crashed into the car. She and her boyfriend died, as did their 1-year-old baby and Ryan's unborn child, according to Ryan's sister. The county coroner has not yet released official identifications of anyone besides Ryan. I already cried. I didn't sleep one bit. I'm all cried out. Shasiana Kerr, who identified herself as Ryan's sister, said on Instagram, "We have to bury 4 people." When Kerr saw the video of the crash shortly after it happened, she knew something was not right. As soon as I saw that video, it hit me. It hit different. I felt connected, she said. Had taken my sister, my nephew, my brother-in-law. She took my son's only cousin. We are all so deeply hurt. Authorities are checking Linton's blood work to determine if she was under the influence at the time of the crash. According to 2 law enforcement sources, she is to be formally charged by the Los Angeles County District Attorney on Monday. A family member of Linton's declined to speak to a Times reporter on Friday. Linton is likely to be charged with killing the unborn child, as well as 5 others. 8 people were also injured in the crash. Surveillance video shows a Mercedes-Benz barreling down Brea at a high speed as dozens of cars cross the intersection on Slauson. The Mercedes runs a red light and slams into cars in the intersection, then bursts into flames and hurtles into a light pole where it comes to rest. And imagine this woman is still alive after all this. After the crash, a streak of fire burned on the ground. Smoke could be seen billowing from miles away. Officer Franco Pepe, a California Highway Patrol spokesperson, said Thursday afternoon that 3 adults, including a pregnant woman and an infant, were killed in the crash. Authorities later found another person's remains inside one of the burned vehicles, he said. That person's gender or age weren't known. Let me see if this is the same video from the Los Angeles Times. No, this is different. I think it's different. From what I remember, Brea runs north-south, Slauson runs east-west. Mercedes are very good cars, you know. I mean, even if a Mercedes is an old car, like 10 years in, they still hold a lot of value. So that says a lot for the reputation of a Mercedes-Benz. So you don't really kind of expect something like mechanical that will cause this car to do what it happened, you know. I mean, I don't work for Mercedes, but speaking from what I know they're very good cars. They hold their values. So I think either this woman was drunk or drinking too much or something like that, you know. And then also they said she's a registered nurse. I don't know, maybe she was working too much. California doesn't seem to have enough nurses out there. But she sure was driving an expensive car for being a nurse, right? A Mercedes. Authorities took 8 people to Ronald Reagan UCLA Medical Center for treatment, he said. Of those injured, 6 were teens and 1 suffered major injuries. A woman who did not want to be named told the Times a Mercedes-Benz hit her car as she was leaving the United Oil gas station. I was getting out. I got gas, she said. All of a sudden, that Mercedes is coming at me on fire. I didn't have any time to think about it. It hit my car. I veered, hit the bench on the side. The crash caused her to fear a gasoline fuel explosion, she told the Times. Nearby, Linton's Mercedes-Benz had crashed into the curb and come to rest. The cause of the crash was not immediately known, but the CHP spokesperson said investigators determined the Mercedes-Benz was traveling at a high rate of speed and ran a red light while traveling south on La Brea. At least 6 vehicles were involved in the crash, 3 of which were engulfed in flames, Pepe said. The others sustained moderate damage. Mourners began to gather at the crash site Friday. Road crews were replacing the traffic signals that were damaged by the crash. Witnesses described a horrific scene. Aaron Hall has worked at La Brea Gas across the street for about 8 months and has seen several car crashes, but never like the one that unfolded Thursday. Everyone was just shocked, Hall told the Times on Friday morning. Some people started to run away from the gas station because of all the flames. Other people started helping the drivers in the other cars that were pushed to the side. At least 2 people ran out with fire extinguishers, Hall said. Henry Sanchez, who works at the Sinclair gas station, said the flames were out of control. At that point, it was just too late for people to do anything, Sanchez said. Before the crash, Sanchez heard the scraping sound of the car coming down the hill. You hear tires grinding, Sanchez said. The sound stuck with me. Yeah. Well, this is really quite something. They need to find out what happened, but it's amazing that usually the people who cause horrific accidents are usually still alive.